We've all been there. You just got home from school or work, you eat a nice hot meal, and you're done with any homework you've had to complete for the night, so what do? You ask yourself. Aside from spending time with family and loved ones, I tend to answer that question with the answer my brain always goes to, which is why in this video, I will be sharing why I default to video games in my spare time for fun, and which 4 games I primarily default to. And after listening to everything I'm going to talk about today, you're probably going to want to hear how this all ties together at the end of the video, so please make sure to stick around and watch till the end. I was a kid once who didn't really have many friends in the earliest stages of life, and I'm not sure who can relate, but I wasn't exactly the most popular kid in school. Although, there was one person I eventually met who became my earliest and closest friend to date. When we met, we were both super awkward, but he had something mutual we could talk about, which was his Game Boy Advance, and he was playing this old SpongeBob game called SpongeBob Super Sponge. I loved watching him play, and I really wanted a Game Boy from that moment onward. I asked him to play, and of course he would say, and I'd just be like, okay, I'll just sit here and watch. Oh, as fortune would have it though, my parents found an abandoned one on the street. How does that even happen? One copy of Pokemon Blue later, and the rest was history. Wii, DS, Xbox. These were the only things I ever asked for throughout my life, and I've always sought them out as my primary source of fun. It's not to say that I don't have fun doing other things, it's just I always found stimulation and amazement in video games. With that in mind, the first of the 4 games I would like to talk about is... Okay, yes, even the people that play the game just actively threw up, but hear me out. League may be an incredibly stressful and toxic game that I have a love and hate relationship for. But it's also the game that I use to consistently bridge the gap between me and my friends. The people that I spent the majority of my time with in school lived in different areas of my state as well as out of state. And so to connect with each other, we were only a Skype or Discord call away from catching up and playing a game of League. My friends and I play League because no matter what, I never end up playing the same game every time. Also, they switch up the way the game gets played through patches like once every 1 to 2 months or something like that, so it's always fresh. All of this unfortunately also makes it incredibly addicting, which is the case for more than just myself, considering my friends still always frequent League themselves to this day, and I'm sure some of you do too. New champion releases is also something that makes me want to hop on. The new champion Briar is a great example of this, as her playstyle is more unique than 99% of the other champions. Her kit also makes her a literal heat-seeking missile, and it is hilarious, and her design is just immaculate. They truly nailed the cute but ravenous look that they were going for. League is something that is easy enough to learn and pick up and hard to master, which is why I spend so much time with my friends playing this game. There is also amazing clip potential in this game that inflates my ego like a balloon.
You're insane!
Nice.
There is something about clips like the one you saw that show how mastering your champion gives you an overwhelming feeling of satisfaction and reward. Like, look at this! Perfection! League keeps me social, League keeps me connected, League keeps me engaged, League keeps me surprised, and League is my rage game. But no matter how many times I've thrown a fit, my friends and I still come together most days and play a game or two on the Rift or on the Howling Abyss. The next game that I default to is Destiny 2. At the moment of recording this video, this might be a taboo game to address since the terrible recent news where Bungie is laying off a large number of their staff. However, for the sake of this video, I just want to talk about why I default to Destiny prior to all of the commotion. It's interesting how I get all of my story bits through mostly what I hear or read and not through what is seen. The questions the story asks me makes me always want to learn more. I kid you not, I spent an entire 6-hour total plane ride reading up on the raid bosses alone. You can look into this amazing story yourself, but let's move on. A large factor toward why I default to Destiny is its collection system. Raise your hand if this is you, but I am a collector, and this game is the epitome of scratching that itch. It pains me that I don't have everything, I admit, but Destiny always makes me want that new shiny armor or that weapon set that comes out, and they do a great job of making me want them every single time. The new exotics always bring something new to the table, and when I get them, I hear this very overly stimulating sound. These collections aren't just limited to physical items though, they also include in-game triumphs. I love chasing in-game triumphs because they always reward me for expanding my playstyle or encouraging me to push beyond the skill level I thought I was. Before, I was shaking with fear before doing something challenging in this game, and now dungeon bosses stand beneath my boot with
0 deaths.
Overcoming challenges in Destiny 2 gives me the feeling that outside of my everyday life, I'm working towards something. And I'll say with a fresh pair of eyes that it's a very effective placebo effect in the grand scheme of things. You see, Destiny on the one hand gives me the sense of genuine achievement and satisfaction in life that I'm looking for when completing hard activities like a raid or a dungeon. I also get rewarded for doing so via in-game rewards, but at the same time, I know I can't take these victories outside of the game, which is unfortunate because a lot of people won't know what I've had to endure to reach that point in the game where I could achieve my in-game goals. But yet I carry on because this game is genuinely fun in terms of its gameplay, especially when doing raids. Raids are the best that D2 has to offer because it's an excuse to get 6 of my closest people together to tackle a big challenge, and that gives me a jolt of excitement every time. For me, it's like a really intimidating escape room where I have to solve each puzzle within a certain time limit or unique circumstance, and it's always a joyous celebration when my team and I complete each encounter.
Let him up, let him up, let him up, let him up, let him up.
Yeah, I'm lighting.
Come on!
Holy oh my god!
The Destiny series also holds a very special place in my heart, since the friend that I mentioned since the beginning of the video and I still connect through that game, whether just by doing the grind together or laughing about glitching out of the map. Destiny makes me hungry for challenge, pokes at my collective nature, makes me ever curious in its story, gets my closest friends together, and gives me a genuine sense of achievement. The game is the whole package for me, which is why out of all the games I'm going to talk about today, this one is by far the one I default to the most. We've covered 2 out of the 4 games so far, and for that, I want to thank you for making it this far into the video. But we do have more games to talk about, so let's get right into it. As if you were surprised.
Hey guys, welcome to Kid Spill's Touch Voice of Minecraft.
Minecraft is a game that can never really get old for me, and in this context, I'm not talking about just vanilla Minecraft. It's so easy just to shift into a Minecraft mood, and even easier to hit that like button. Sorry. Once I'm done exhausting a certain way to play, such as playing vanilla, I tend to throw on shaders or download my next favorite mod to make things consistently interesting. There's also thousands of servers to choose from, and my friends and I can always transition to those when we're bored. To this day, I still have fun playing on servers like Hypixel and Mineplex. I love playing this game with my friends because even though they're far away from me from where I am now in real life, it always makes me feel like their presence is right next to me. The connection to friends is much more personal in my opinion compared to that of like League of Legends. It brings me great comfort knowing that the people in my life are doing okay and are able to spend time with me just by doing something together and relaxing even though they're just blockheads.
Wait, that came out wrong.
Minecraft is also my productivity game. The game encourages me to take my jumbled up thoughts and put them into action. If I want to build a house, there it is. If I want to go get materials, off I go. If I want to lose all my stuff, there it goes. You have got to be kidding me! Completing personal goals in Minecraft brings me a great sense of accomplishment too, and it always feels satisfying when I reach a checkpoint toward my end goal. Minecraft also taps into my need to help others. If my friend needs materials, yeah. If my friend needs help in the nether, yeah. If my friend wants me to help build, yeah. When my friends are having fun, I'm having fun. When I'm goal-driven and productive, I'm feeling great. And when I exhaust one option, I just go to the next. For these reasons, I default to Minecraft. The last game that I default to might genuinely surprise you, or it might not, it really depends on your personality. My girlfriend actually got me into this game, and I'm sure she regrets it, but I do not regret spending a single minute on this game. And that game is I'm gonna take it down a notch because Genshin Impact is by far the game that I have the most emotional attachment to. We're gonna relax a little bit. Let's take this one a little slow. I began defaulting to Genshin during COVID, where we couldn't leave our houses and I couldn't go see any of my friends in person. When I first launched Genshin, I instantly loved the Breath of the Wild style and I got hooked right away by the amazing art of the game and the captivating story that the game has had since release. Genshin is by far the most therapeutic and feel-good game that I've played to date, as it always relieves my stress and puts me in a state of total relaxation. Throughout my entire journey into VAT, I do not think that I stressed out even once about the actual gameplay, only the important story beats. The music is serene for the most part and tells so much about the area that you're in. This is one of the few games where I can confidently say that I love being alone and I'm comfortable being alone in Genshin. Even though I'm not playing with real people or interacting with anyone, I feel at peace knowing that I still have friends within the game, even though, it's just the characters. Every character you meet has so much life and personality to them, and it's easy to feel like you just met your new best friend or genuinely your worst enemy. Like in real life, you learn so much about a person, their trials and their tribulations, and their lifestyles just by the way they talk, what they talk about, and even down to how they dress. The world you explore is captivating, and I love seeing the devs push the boundaries with every new update. Like, I don't know if you've seen Fontaine, but it is beautiful, and I love the design choices they made. Genshin is my detox game, or should I say my stress reliever, especially with the combat system. I love the fast-paced nature of it, and I love how strong the characters are, and how it feels to get one.
Holy
If I ever have anything to be personally angry about on a given day, all of that energy just gets transferred into the enemies that I face, and after some altercations with the enemies, the weight of that anger becomes lifted. Genshin takes it fast, Genshin takes it slow. Genshin calms my mind and soothes my soul. This is your narrator speaking. I would just like to say that you had full freedom to cringe there, and I thank you for choosing the King of Spills channel to do so. Its amazing storytelling and compelling characters never make me lose interest, and I can't wait until the next patch, which, for you Genshin fans out there, 4.2 is coming out, and the story looks so good. Hashtag not sponsored. If you've been watching or paying attention, you might have recognized some common themes across all the games I talked about today. I love playing with my friends, and gaming keeps us connected and caught up with each other. I've grown up with video games since I was a little kid, and it's always been an important part of my life and has helped shape me to be the person I am today. Gaming covers all of the bases of my disposition, like being a collector or an achievement seeker. It also encourages me to better myself both in and outside of the game. Video games help me relax. If I have a hard day, it genuinely takes the stress away or aids in healing something that has hurt me emotionally. Video games are fun for me. A lot of people argue that video games aren't fun anymore, it's missing something crucial to make it the original experience that it used to be, but what they forget to mention is that they're still playing them. The people that are saying this are still playing them because they too are still getting the same rushes that I get playing games today. I talked about why I personally default to playing video games today, to not only share my experience, but to perhaps resonate with many of you who default like I do. Even if you don't, then at least now you have a glimpse as to why people do. Before you go, everyone has their game that they love, and so I ask you in today's video, what is the game that you or your friends default to and why? It can be a solo or multiplayer game, console or mobile. The first game that comes to mind, just type it out in the comments and maybe a little bit as to why. I'm uber duper curious about which game that is for you, and please don't be judgmental of the games that other people choose. Everyone's selections are bound to be different, and everyone has their own preferences. Wait, there's also one other small reason for why I default to video games, and I totally forgot to mention it. I'm so sorry for waiting till the literal last minute. Video games actually really help me to save money. I'm implying here that you are a responsible spender who doesn't go out and spend $100 a day to get their favorite Genshin Impact character. Video games are an experience that once you buy them, you unlock them permanently with a price tag of up to $70, and a lot of the fun ones are even free. Regardless of money, do what makes you happy, pursue what makes you smile, and play your default game tonight as soon as this video ends, which is gonna be right about now.